Hey everybody, how's it going? It's the Daily Shooter, and it's just going to be a quick video. I finally made my first firearm purchase here in the state of Nevada. It was quite an experience. I want to talk to you guys about the difference between getting something in California versus getting something here in Nevada. So let's talk about it. Okay, so first things first, I want to give a big shout out and thank you to Spartan Arms in North Las Vegas, Nevada. These guys have been extremely helpful ever since I moved here. I mean, obviously coming from California to Nevada, I'm going to have a lot of questions. And I've been in that shop multiple times just picking their brain. I didn't even buy anything. And these guys have been extremely generous with both their time and their information. So I wanted to give them a big shout out. If you're ever in the North Las Vegas area near Decatur, make sure you check out Spartan Arms. Now, here's what happened. Just yesterday, I finally got my Nevada driver's license. It took a little while, but I got my Nevada driver's license, and I was jonesing to do some type of transfer or purchase here. I wanted to see what the difference was between here and California. I mean, obviously I know it's going to be a drastic difference, but I really wanted to experience it so I could tell you guys kind of what it's like to compare the two. In California, you have to go and you have to pick something from an approved list of handguns, right? So you have to find something that's on that approved list. Then you got to fill out your 4473. You got to pay for your background check and so forth. And then every single firearm that you purchase in California has to be registered now. So you have to do the registration as well. And then after that, you have to wait 10 days before you can go pick it up. Actually, it's a little bit more than 10 days because you can't even show up 5 minutes before that time period is actually up. If you buy it at 10:29 in the morning, you cannot show up until after 10:30 in the morning. So it's kind of a long process. It's a real pain in the butt, but that's what you have to go through in order to complete your transfer in California. If you're purchasing a handgun, you have to show a license and you have to show a secondary proof of address. So it has to be like a cable bill, a water bill, some type of utility bill on top of your license. Again, that's just for handguns. It's not for long guns. Nonetheless, I was purchasing a handgun here. So I walked into Spartan Arms this morning and I said, look, this is what I want to do. I just want to see what the transfer is like. Show me the cheapest possible handgun that you guys have that's not a high point. I don't care what caliber. I don't care what it's all about. I don't even, just show me what you got that's cheap so we can go ahead and try this out. So he did. We found one for 160 bucks. And I said, okay, looks good. Let's go ahead and go through the process. I filled out my paperwork. I gave him my ID. He made copies. He went to the back and he sent me over to the cashier to go ahead and check out. And so by the time he was done ringing me up and I was doing the credit card and all that stuff, by the time that I signed everything, he got the box and he slid it over the counter. And I said, well, how long is it going to take for the background check? He said, the background check's already done. He said it only took about 4 or 5 minutes. And being somebody who was born in California and lived in California my entire life, I almost felt like I was breaking the law. You know, I was dumbfounded because until you experience it for yourself, it's really hard to imagine how free you can be somewhere else. Because obviously, you know, I've gone through multiple transfers and purchases in California, but never anything else. There's laws that keep us or prevent us from purchasing in states that are bordering California. So we never really had that opportunity. So to come over here and to hear him say, oh yeah, it only took about 4 or 5 minutes. Here you go, have a nice day. I was just shocked and elated. I couldn't have been any happier, but at the same time, it kind of made me mad because I realized more and more what is missing in California. So when you're born and raised there and all this stuff kind of goes, you know, by level, by level, by level, as far as gun control is concerned, you don't get used to it, but you don't really understand what other people get to experience. And so you get not used to it, but you get a little bit accustomed to it, right? You know that there's gun control pretty much around every corner. And so you're accustomed to the fact that you're going to have to go through these extra steps and processes to get the stuff that you want. And when all of those steps and processes, other than a background check, are taken away from you, it is absolutely incredible. I mean, it was, for instance, the guy goes, hey, welcome to America. That's what I said. I said, am I really allowed to take this now and I can just go home? The guy goes, yeah, welcome to America. And it felt pretty damn incredible, I got to be honest with you. Now, I'm sure there's some people out there that are going to wonder what I ended up buying for 160 bucks. And I had never even heard of this gun until I bought it. And it's a Taurus. Again, I could care less about what caliber. I could care less about what brand, as long as it's not the high point, because I plan on getting the new Yeet cannon. And so I'm going to wait on that purchase right there. But it is a Taurus G2S. And I know there's a couple different models. There's either the G2S or the G2C, and the G2C has higher capacity. But this is what they had on hand right here. this is what was on hand, and it, you know, they gave it to me for 160 bucks. You really can't beat it. It's a single stack 9mm. You know, it's got a little flag on top right there. Subcompact 3¼ inch barrel. There's still obviously some stuff that I need to learn about it, but it's if it goes bang, I'm gonna be stoked for 160 bucks. I mean, that's just a point, you know, just above high point level right there, and the ergonomics are a billion times better than a high point. So yeah, went there this morning, picked this up, paid my background check fees, paid the taxes. That's it. The whole process took maybe 10 minutes. It was absolutely incredible. Maybe 12 minutes because I kind of talked to him a little bit more, but still. The difference between California and Nevada is very eye-opening. And to be honest with you, it kind of strengthens my resolve to fight for other states that are not as lenient. And so it actually kind of made me angry. So I started off really happy, but I went to the parking lot a little bit later and I got pissed off because, you know, how is it that some states allow you to be so free and California and other states just don't? They just don't. They take your freedoms away. They squander your freedoms, and they do everything they can to restrict you. And so I started getting angry because it's just not fair that certain states have it so much better than California does. And so again, it kind of strengthened my resolve to get rid of the handgun roster, to get rid of universal registration in California, you know, to get rid of a lot of these just unconstitutional laws that are in the state. So I'm going to even start fighting harder and harder for people that are more oppressed by their government. So anyway, I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I also want to give a big shout out and thank you to all of my Patreons. Since YouTube completely demonetized the channel, it's you guys that are keeping everything running. So I'm looking forward to some of the giveaways that we're having there on Patreon coming up pretty soon here. Thank you again all very much. Please like, subscribe. Have a great day.